Hi all, I am Roland, and I am the extreme digital nomad. I write code, always and everywhere. Welcome to episode 1 of the Augmented Software Engineering podcast. Please read the blog post that is in the description to understand what this is all about. In this episode, we want to talk about how to set up a software development environment and an IDE to use GitHub Copilot. Let's get started. In general, my IDE of choice is Emacs, and at a later point in time we will also take a look at it, but for most of us, VS Code has become the de facto standard when it comes to IDEs, so that is what we are going to use. Installing GitHub Copilot is dead simple. You just need to install the extension and need to follow the instruct-ons to make sure VS Code can access GitHub Copilot through your GitHub account. Clearly, for this to work, you need to have Copilot enabled and configured on your GitHub account. Given that we want to write some Scala code, I have also installed Metals. Last but not least, I also have configured VS Code to recognize the Emacs keyboard shortcuts so that I do not need to rewire my brain too much. This is not a Copilot or a VS Code tutorial. There are lots of good resources available that show you how to use Copilot and VS Code. I recommend to watch the overview and the best practices on what not to do to get the most out of Copilot. In the context of our exploration, we obviously want to focus on solving problems and how LLMs can help us there. Let's get started. This is the solution to the first problem, and it obviously compiles with no problems. And if I change the name of the logger val to something else, we can see that it does not compile anymore. Depending on the error message can be very helpful, but there are also cases where the error message is less helpful or you are lacking the experience to understand what the error message actually means. In any case, there is a gap between what the error is and what you need to do to fix it. And this is a good first example how LLMs and Copilot can help us to create a better experience for the software engineer. You just need to click on the light bulb beside the error and select Fix with Copilot, and Copilot will suggest a fix for the problem. Luckily, this is a good example because we can now also immediately see why sometimes LLMs are less helpful than we think, because the suggested fix is wrong. Instead of fixing the broken declaration, Copilot suggests to fix the usage of the variable. Let's discard this and let's break the code in a different way, where we misspell the name of the variable when we use it, and let's ask Copilot again to fix it. This time the suggested fix is correct. Let's accept it. With that, the build compiles again. That's it. The end of episode 1. We have set up the IDE and configured Copilot and have used it for the first time to help us with the interpretation of compiler error messages. Next time, we will try to break a test and see how GitHub Copilot can help us to fix these kind of errors. Please like and subscribe. See you in episode 2.